if you'd seen my previous, I'd call it probably a little ramble. This was my plan, was to do more live streams. I now finished work for the week until I start nights. This is what I wanted to do. So today we're going to try and carry on with Vampyr. I want to try and get it finished. I don't want to rush it because the two live streams I did previously, I was enjoying the game. But with it, I want to get it done because I have Assassin's Creed coming, I believe next week, and obviously I want to be playing that. That's looking amazing. So that is my aim. Get this finished. And then we can look at Assassin's Creed next week. So the problem with broadcasting this on YouTube, through the PlayStation onto YouTube, as I've said before, is you can't set anything up in advance if you just do it direct, which is what I do. So I've now got to do all the YouTube stuff. Which will just take me a couple of seconds. But anyone that's watching or anyone that joins in to watch, come and have a chat. It doesn't have to be about the game, it could be anything in general. If you've watched the previous episodes of this game, it's quite interesting as a game. It gives you a lot of moral dilemmas, a lot of choices. As if you've watched others, you would have seen. Nearly. Cool. I think I've done everything. Right. Stream is up and running. That seemed a lot organised this time. Right. Why is that not come up? There's always an issue. Nice one. Cool. Right. So yeah, if any point, feel free to have a chat about anything and everything. I just need to check the sound is okay. But yeah, today's the aim is to try and do a bit more on this. Yeah, seems good. Perfect. Right, let's see what we can do. I think we've done 2 days. We're kind of through the tutorial for definite, I know that. I'm just trying to think where we were last time. It's been about a week or so since we actually had a chance to do this now. Work does get in the way massively for me. But yeah, feel free to leave a comment, have a chat. about life, the game, anything in general. I don't mind. The American election, if you want to. Although I'm in England, it is something I do look at and keep an eye on. It's an interesting situation at the minute. Now I've just got to remember the controls. But yeah, my previous ramble, my whole thing was I wanted to play games that I want to play. And to do that, I thought if I live stream them that way, I can enjoy the games that I want to play quite happily. Right, so missions wise, where are we at? So we've got to find main quest, identify the Black Murder to help Lady Ashbury. And that's the main mission we have at the minute, and they're in the hospital. That's fine, we can do that. Succeeded in anything else? There's all the people. We need to heal fatigue for him. We need to heal Dyson. There's a couple of people we need to heal as well, and he's got a cold. Right, I don't think there's anything we can do in here at this point. I don't think there's anything we can upgrade. I think we've got to find the local the local command post as well. We've got a cure for fatigue. We haven't got the cure for cold. We need bits for that. Coral machete. We can't upgrade anything, I'm pretty sure at this point. No. So that's that, and that's what we've got. That's this recyclable. I hadn't seen that before. What's that bit? Rust, tartrate, clove essence. This item can be small bag of junk, lead plate, lead stick. So you can sell it, or we can recycle it. Recycled it. What do we need for that? We need codeine and we need potassium pergonate. So that's going to be an interesting one. Right, we need to go and find these people then by the looks of things. So they're all downstairs. If you've watched previously, I have commented that the controls are a bit all over the place. That's just tartrate. Sodium hydrochloride solution. Right. We also can heal people, so who do we need to heal? That's what we need to look at. If we have a look at, that's wrong target, citizen quest, hide out there. The map isn't massive, as you can see. So we need to heal him of fatigue, which we have the cure for. Clay Cox, I don't know where he is though, we're going to need to find him. Pippa Hawkins, we need to speak to Pippa Hawkins, that's who we need to speak to first.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel
Don't
about
think she's a
her,
fan.
Miss Jones deserves
Oh
our
yeah, I don't think she's
Who
a
says
fan
I
of
don't care for her? Hate
the other
is what
nurse.
keeps that old crone alive.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Alright, so now we need to find Dorothy Crane. That box. So my box right. Okay, so now we need to find Cash, Thelma, Pippa Hawkins, Dr. Ackroyd, Beatrice, Mortimer Goswick. We need Dorothy Crane.
I'm really sorry, sir. I'll be back in a couple of
Thomas
minutes.
Elwood, Sean Hampton, Harriet Jones. It's just a case of finding the people we need to speak to now. Beatrice Goswick, Flanagan. That's saying downstairs. Okay, that's saying downstairs. Might be more supplies. We need coding if we're going to create another thing. So I'm assuming she's down by the docks. Would be my thinking. Find Dorothy in this area. Eavesdrop. Oh, okay. So we need to be in that red circle to eavesdrop.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Okay. We're going to go into the sewers, I suppose, and try and catch him. This probably means there's going to be more fighting. The fighting system is not brilliant. And the loading screens are horrendous. Poplar sewers. Chest here. Coding, we needed that to create the next thing. Blood on the floor. It's never probably a good sign, to be honest.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
There's a rogue skell over there as well. Right, before we do too much, I need to check what weapons I've actually got on me. I'm using used hacksaw for 65 damage. There's more damage to the used scythe, but it's two-handed. I haven't got any serums. Cool. Right, we're gonna have to go and take on the skill, I think. Didn't see him coming at me. Take some blood for healing. And he's down. A common barbed cudgel. So that looks like a new weapon. Right. That one. 110 damage. Takes a lot more stamina. Just a lot more damage. It's a two-handed weapon though. I'm not a fan of two-handed weapons at this point. You can hear people. Rogue scale. Okay. Still need to find this person. A lot of boxes to pick things up, I'll give you that. Another skill there. This says we've got to go further down to find this person. There's my skill. Easy pickings of him. We'll pick some rats up. More blood.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Got a new collectible, perfect.
I have this thirst for blood.
A lot of collectibles and stuff in here. Right. Sewer beast. Where is he?
What sort of creature is this?
Okay, so do it and get away. Oh, he's got me. He takes some of his blood quite happily. Takes a long time to kill him, doesn't it? Oh, he got me there. Takes more blood from him. To do a lot of dodging, I found. Oh, that kind of stunned me. There's no blood of him. Oh, I hit that. Oh, that damages that. Gotta keep an eye on the stamina. Because I am losing stamina. We need to upgrade that when we sleep next, definitely. Take some more blood. We aren't massively strong, to be fair, and he is level 9. Although we're level 8. Always good to refill our blood supply at this point. He got us that time. Oh, he got us again. We could get out of that. Did a lot more damage. He's nearly there. We've got out of stamina though. I think we've nearly done it. Oh, he caught us though, didn't want to do that. Better heal ourselves. Oh, he got us again. Sorry, we can heal, we've got enough blood. Oh, he ran straight into that. gets that done, doesn't it? So nearly beat him.
Here's what's left of him.
Oh, we beat him.
Not a lot to check, but I should anyway.
So, Nurse Crane gave him a voucher. If you're sick, if you have no money, wherever you are, wherever you're from, come see Kafir to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Darius Petescu's house and present this coupon. And I think the rest is in Latin, to be fair. Right, okay.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Right. I don't think there's anything else to pick up in here. I would like to eat some rat, just to need some blood.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Okay, so now we've got to go to Whitechapel according to that. Save the panicking man by defeating the scales. Where's the panicking man? I'll be there then. One down. Oh. I ran out of stamina. My fault. Need more stamina. Need some stamina. More blood. It's him dead. Alright, let's let the man out. Talk to the man.
Are you
See what he has to say for
injured,
himself.
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
All right, Mr. Thatcher, you're safe now. Do you think you can reach the street by yourself?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Let's have a look at his details. He's got a headache. Okay. We can't cure at the minute. Perfect. Investigation succeeded. Quinine clove essence.
Are you sure you're all right, sir?
Yes, I'll be.
Didn't mean
As
to
soon
press
as I
it
can see
again.
the sky again.
Right. So that was that one done. Didn't even expect to do that, but there we go. So now we're actually outside. So there'll be another loading screen. The usual thing. It's knowing how far to go before sleeping in between days as well. Because obviously things change in different neighbourhoods depending on what's happened and what you've done. We've definitely got to try and heal people before we go to sleep this time. We haven't quite managed that so far. But that is definitely something I want to do. I'll pause it for just 1 second. I'm just trying to do something. Right, okay. So this is saying we need to go to Whitechapel. Still need to find that guy to heal at some point. That's a rookie. So, okay, so this is saying we need to go up. I'm not going back and forth. That's a rogue scale. Go on then, Mr. Scale. Time for me. Oh damn. There's a chest back here as well. I think we've got quite a bit to make different things now. Right, Whitechapel is across the road up there by the looks of it. But I did see there are some brawlers and stuff. That's a cadet. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be difficult to take them on because I'm only level 8 and they are a lot higher level. So I need to get across the bridge. By the looks of things.
Go back home, idiot!
Getting across without them stopping me is my issue. Unless there's another way across further round. This is Pembroke Hospital. I wonder if the guy we need to hit is still where we left him, because we had a chance to mesmerise him.
It's locked.
No, he's not where we left him. There was an odd chance he might be. Whitechapel is there. Can we just swim across? No. But we can. That's Finsbury Gate. Cool. And Whitechapel is up here and along. This is up. Ah, so Whitechapel's all over here. That's where we need to head. Reach Whitechapel. Okay.
Medical hall, sir.
It's finding a way round. I think the map was telling me. Quarantine influenza area. That's going to be another cadets and stuff. My laptop's just decided to go off, so I can't see if there's any comments. That's always fun. Right, it's back on now. Right, so on the map, we need to get across there. The easiest way, by the looks of things, is to go main road, and I know I'm going to get caught with people. So, let's think. Can't go anywhere that way. I'm going to have to try and get past this brawler, or this cadet. There's two of them. Level 8, a cadet, and a rookie. I'm just going to take them on, I think.
Watch out!
One down.
Bastard!
I need stamina, come on.
Doesn't like fire, does it?
There we go, that's the way to do it. Slice them. Done. Aluminium powder. Shillings. Another poster. In the name of mercy. All about nurses. Okay. So I believe this is the... Yeah, we need to turn right.
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
Alright, that's interesting. We can't go right. That's back towards the hospital. I don't want to go that way. Okay. That's all locked. And that's the way I need to go. Okay. So how else do you reach Whitechapel then? Ah, the other way is actually back at the hospital, follow the road round. Hadn't seen that way, to be fair. If we head back... Hadn't seen that way. Should have paid a little bit more attention. So, down here. There's the bridge to go that way. This is Whitechapel Street, so this is somewhere we need to do. Is there somewhere... I think there's a hideout here we need to go to. I don't want to sleep there. So Whitechapel, is there anyone... Because obviously this is saying this is serious. So... Whitechapel, we got a healing for cold. Cardigan baits, that would help the area. We have been here previously. I'm pretty sure there's a level 18 Ferocious Skull, which I really don't want to be involved in. and also a load of people up there. So which way do we need to head? Straight across, this is where I kept dying last time. Which there's a chance it's going to happen all over again. Go in the house. We've been in this house. I can't go anywhere from here, annoyingly. Thought for a second I could get round it. We'll find the nurse that's doing them up now. Alright, so that doesn't help me. I don't want to have to take on these guys. Because they're level 11 and level 12. Well, it looks like I might have a choice, but I can't figure out where else to go.
Closed.
Wow, I managed to get past them. Right, I did manage to get past them, so we're nearly there by the looks of this.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. The guards recruit more and more every year.
And that's to be more right where I need to be.
When did you join the guard?
From fire executioner.
My first patrol.
Rookie. There's more than one. And where am I heading? Straight up and to the left.
This lock's alright.
This may take a fight to get through. Whoa! I didn't really want to be down here. That thing. I've got the beast attacking them as well. And one of them decides to come to me. It's not going to let me go through, is it? can get some more blood at least. One down. Two down. Got one to go. Oh no, he's now gained a friend. I need blood. We can eat them. He's down. Alright, we took a few people down that time. We gained a few bits and pieces. And this is Whitechapel.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Right, there's a box here, we'll take that. Large box of pills. Cool. This is saying, where do we need to head? Says up. Not in that building. Who's this?
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
So he's a businessman who doesn't help his tenants.
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the
I suppose.
truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor.
Yeah, prepare
You
yourself
wouldn't know
to
the
press
first
the
thing
same
about
button
playing
twice,
dirty,
yeah,
even if you wanted to.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
If I were entering into the world of street medicine, it would be on my terms and without such dubious associates as yourself, Mr. Bates.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamborough shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core.
There's a lot of
It's just took
conversations in
everybody
this,
time
but then
wake
to
up
do
and
so,
notice it.
you open
do
up
you
more
mean?
People
conversation
are
with
acting
people.
like the violence is news. But it's always been savage.
Who actually
down
healed
here.
someone yet? As a
Just
doctor,
bubbles
have
to
you
the
actually healed
surface every
anyone?
now and again.
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the
He's
poor
lying.
and weary of Whitechapel.
Definitely not a modest
see.
price by all accounts.
And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Tell me truthfully, why are you so thankful?
By keeping my tenants alive, she's making me a rich man. Every month they live, it's more coin in my pocket.
Yeah, he's not a very nice person, is he? We've got more hints for him. Making money renting squatted flats. He sees Dorothy Crane as a fine thing, so keeps in good health. So we've got all the clues for Cardigan Bates. I kind of want to eat him. I really do, just because he's not a very nice person. But whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
We haven't got a treatment for the cold, unfortunately, so we can't treat him.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Right. This was where we needed to go for the main mission.
What? What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
So he's got bronchitis.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
So she's trying to help people on the slide.
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
So he is linked with her. He's got bronchitis.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Okay. There is a hideout, which I think we may be able to craft the cold medicine to heal Cardigan Bates.
Who distribute flowers at this hour of night?
It's an unknown person. Let's go and speak to her.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Considering it's so dangerous out on the streets to find a lady out on her own,
come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cardigan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly
exploits
poor migrants as soon as they get here.
I really do want to eat him.
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Done that one. Personal questions. We haven't got any hints. She trained.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
What have we got? Tartrate. Codeine. So I don't know what we actually need right now. We've got loads of stuff we can sell. I don't really know what we need or what we don't need. Got treatment for fatigue currently. It's all that junk which you can sell or recycle. See, I'd probably recycle stuff. So, in theory, we've now met her, so if we have a look. She's healthy. I kind of want to kill Cardigan Bates, to be honest. I want to cure him first. Right, so if we were still heading So I think, where are we heading to this? I think it's over there. There's a hideout here. So if I'm right, I can then create a thing to heal him. Cardigan baits. And then potentially I can kill him. Because he's not... Oh, I just saw a bloodhound on that. I didn't know about that. Yeah, he's not a nice person. I'm in two minds to kill him or not kill him. If I cure him first, at least that will help. Am I in? Yeah, this should be the safe house, I think. No, there's a load of blood in here, so maybe this isn't the safe house I thought it was. I haven't missed anything in there, have I? Oh. Maybe it is the safe house. There's the bed. Where's the... That is what I wanted. Right, now I can actually make things, if I've got enough. Oh, I need codeine and potassium. Got enough to treat the cold. We take 2. Can't treat bronchitis currently. I need lots of codeine. So I need codeine and potassium. You kind of want to make a note of what you need, is kind of my thinking, because otherwise, when you meet these people to actually buy stuff, you can't. But I need codeine and I'm just actually getting a notepad to make a note, to be fair. So we need codeine times 5 and then potassium permanganate times 6. And we have got a cellar nearby. I'm just thinking, we know someone needs healing. That will give us massive XP boost if we can cure him when we can get to that point of being able to talk to him properly. That's something anyway. Potentially. There's a chance we can't. But that will help the area. The only thing I didn't look at actually, while we're here, let's see what we can upgrade. We currently use the hacksaw, don't we? Mainly because the damage is better. Let's see if we can upgrade. We have got enough to upgrade to level 2. So we could upgrade our hacksaw. It's already a level 2. See, they do a lot more damage, but stamina's a lot more. The common barbed cudgel does do it. Can we? We can use it. Ah, okay. So we can actually upgrade our stake. And then it opens up 2 other parts. Add 3 stun points when hit, or decrease stamina. What do we want to do? We'll add the stun points. We could do both, to be fair. There we go. So we've upgraded that to level 2. And I'm thinking of upgrading the hacksaw. There you go. More damage. Absorb 2.5 blood points when the weapon hits. Or increase damage by 10%. Let's increase damage. We need common handle parts to go up to level 3. Cool. So we have upgraded our barbed cudgel can do a lot more damage, but it's two-handed. And I'd like being able to it's a good point actually. Can I get codeine off any of the stuff I've got here that I can dismantle? So this will give me... no, nothing I need. No. That will give me 5 codeine and 2 and 5 potassium permanganate I need. Actually, I might have to do this. Let's recycle that, and then we still need... So I think we still need 1 to create treatment. Yeah, we need 1 potassium. We can cure sepsis right now, and anemia. We can cure. Doesn't use anything I need for that one, does it? Clove essence. No. That's cool. Right, so we still need potassium permanganate. We still need 1. I don't think there's anything here. No, that's... we'll recycle that anyway. That gives us lots of stuff. No, that gives us lots. That gives us glass vial. Spring screws grease. And that's ferrous tartrate. That's good. So we can actually make that. We can now treat sepsis. This is tartrate, clove essence, codeine. We can now treat sepsis. Right, we need 1. There's nothing else here to pick up, is there? While I'm looking around, because I know I just need 1. That's to restore those. Annoyingly, I need 1. Large box of pills. I don't think that gives me what I need. No. That's annoying. What's that? 14. We'll take some of the blood from them. One down. He got me. I think I did. We'll take some blood from him, shall we? He's down. I know what I need to pick up. Oh, what's this? New collectible. I'm assuming this takes us outside. I need one to then come back to then make the cure for bronchitis. So potassium permanganate, I need one. Then I can make the cure for bronchitis, so then if we can speak to the guy, we can actually cure him. And that will give us a lot more XP. Okay, where are we on the street? So I've come out the complete wrong place, really. Because it's the merchant I need to go to. So yeah, I've come out the complete wrong side. So we want to go back in, back round, meet the merchant, back in. It's all a bit back and forth, I suppose. But I just want the treatment in advance. If I've got the treatments, I can help people more, which means more experience, while we still decide if we're going to kill anyone. I still think I want to kill Cardigan Bates, to be honest. The more people you heal, the better. While we're here, before we go any, let's just see. I picked up a few things. Let's see if any of these give me what I need. No, 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 no. Helpful. I don't think I picked any up, did I? No, I still need that potassium. And then we need to go and find these people. Just want to have... I want to be ahead of the game in that respect. Have what I need ready. So the American election's still ongoing. Right, so we want to head back this way.
Your problems. As long as you have the money.
Let's hope she has what I want.
Good
So we
evening,
can nip back in, make
my
it,
dear colleague.
then go and find these two people.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Let's just type in potassium perglanate. That's what we want. So all we needed was one. Do we buy her cordial? Let's leave it for the time being. Right, so now in theory we can go back in, make what we need to make, go and find these people. This is what we wanted. I've no idea how far through the game we are, I must admit. I'm aiming to get it done before next week, although even if I do start Assassin's Creed next week when it's out, although I finish nights the morning it's released, which is annoying, so I won't be able to play it immediately because I'll be knackered. There we go. We have the cure for bronchitis done. Right, so we've got some cures now. Okay, so where do we need to head? We need to head to these, don't we? We actually came out a different way, which would then take us closer. So actually, which door do we want to go out? Let's go out this way. I don't know where this takes us. But yeah, even if I don't finish it before, I will. I don't like having loads of different games on the go. But I may have to. I don't know how long it's supposed to finish, but I think I'd still want to play this. Assassin's Creed is one of those games that you kind of need a good few hours. And I do have time during the day when my boy's at school. Admittedly, I should be doing the jobs my other half sets for me, but as most we all should. But she's quite understanding. And this was more my aim. You know, I want to play the games I want to play. I want to finish the games that I want to play. And the best way of doing that, rather than having a single player profile and a multiplayer YouTube profile, is to do this. It is a little bit annoying you can't plan these streams a bit better, I must admit. That is annoying. Where are we heading? Down the corridor. Right, we can need to find Cardigan Bates because we can now heal him. There's a box up here. That's got stuff in it. Okay. Cardigan Bates is probably back on the way, so I'm not too worried about him at the minute. Whitechapel needs to head down here. These are unknown. So we need to go and talk to these. Find Clayton.
Please, I don't have...
Let's have a chat.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson's son.
but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
He's not
According to you,
pretty happy
physicians
person,
are
is he?
scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peterson?
The name is Colossus Joe. I don't get sick.
Alright. Can't do any of that. None of that.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Right, so there's nothing else we can ask
Goodbye,
him.
Mr.
That's
Peterson.
Joe Peterson. Speak to the other guy.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
So he trades stuff as well.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Oh, okay, so that's the guy we just spoke to.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness. Something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
Some more.
No,
There's a new
that's only
investigation.
because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Have you
maybe
heard
they're
of a
not
nurse
Crane.
called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? I always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Oh, okay, so he's not happy because she gives things away.
Do you need help, sir?
I only need you to purchase something from my shop, sir.
He's helpful.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Wow, okay. Aluminium shards. Nothing we really need from him, to be fair. I don't think offhand. No, don't need to speak to him.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district has always been wretched.
Find Clayton in this area. Clayton is around here somewhere. There's an unknown over there. It's Barrett Lewis. There's an unknown up there. Which could be Clayton.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district has always been wretched. I'll let you go.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
This is Harry Peterson.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day.
So he's not well.
But I'm fine.
What's wrong with him? Because we may be able to heal him.
I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what...
He's got fatigue. We should be able to heal him, to be honest.
Can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
We've actually...
Forgive my bluntness.
So I think we've actually just killed someone.
But you don't seem happy
This is the first?
being in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
So what details have we got? He didn't want to live here in the first place. He's recovering, so that's good. So that may even increase how stable Whitechapel is.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
I can mesmerise, but I don't want to.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Okay, his dad is in here. But he's upstairs.
It's locked.
Dear Miss Bison, during the form of refusal to accept the occasional job at the dockyard. Okay. So his dad's not there, I thought he was. Alright.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Barrett Lewis. I thought his dad was up in the window. That's Harry Peterson. It's an unknown. I'm trying to find Clayton Darby. Still want to speak to this person.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina
What is
do
on her
for you?
ears?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But
I'd
I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Okay, so she's a prostitute. Christina Pope. She's got fatigue as well. Okay.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to
So we've used both fatigue cures already.
The war, exile, and England.
Hope that's enough to make this area
This
get
country
better.
is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Alright, so we don't know
Do you
too
know
much
Nurse
about-
Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania
Ah,
like
so she's
me.
really
and
from
many
Romania.
others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Goodbye, miss.
Okay.
Take care of yourself as best you
So
can.
we still need to find this person that we're looking for. Clayton. She's got very good blood quality. Unknown. I've got a feeling this is going to be
Excuse me,
Clayton.
sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby.
There we go.
reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
Seems like we can
There's
ask
a
him
war
quite a bit.
going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
It's kind of...
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Do personal questions. No, we can't. Let's do... He's got fatigue and we can't heal him because we've used the others. That's annoying.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Okay. I don't want to mesmerise him.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
There's another lady there. Let's go and speak to her. Oh, it's a man.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologise, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers
I'm
us.
just
But not with scalpels and
not
microscopes.
really listening to him, but
no.
Just
what
listening
is
to
left,
him.
then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something he does not understand. This is the 20th century.
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to you.
I suppose I didn't want to press that, because I think that's what I pressed last time, to be fair.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
I have heard enough. Goodbye.
Right. So we need to find...
The walls of your home will not protect you.
Influenza.
It's locked.
It's locked. Don't really need to be on there. Okay. It's an unknown person. Find the mailbox. Okay. That's the... I think she's the...
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking.
She's mute. She's the lady we were told about,
Florist.
Florist.
A girl in the street at night.
That's mute.
It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Well, we've healed 2. We still need to heal 1 of fatigue. He's got a cold, he's got bronchitis. At least we've healed some. We don't know anyone about that one. That's healthy. We still need to heal a couple of people. Fatigue, headache. And there's a fatigue there. There's a cold which we can treat. We do need another fatigue though.
Very well. Goodbye then.
Right, let's find the mailbox. Dearest my beloved children, sorry you've not heard from me. Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Okay, we need to find Richard Nivicott.
It's locked, all right.
So if we know he's there, how do we get to him unless we have to go through the church? Well, we can't go in there. We know we've got to go there. That's a 3-1 gunner. I don't know how else we get round. So we can't open it from this side. But we know that's where we need to head. Unless we can get round from the other side.
For there is no protection against malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by
Oh, we can, cool. More blood from him. Always one that gets us. Right, one's down. Come on, stamina. Blood. And he's down. Right. Find Richard. I'm assuming that's Richard.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yeah.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
He's got a cold.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger
That's the only other
under
thing
the
that's scary,
rain.
knowing when to
If you say
actually
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox.
to
The
upgrade.
stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives, how she survives, whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Okay, so we found out a bit more about him.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let
So now we have to go into his house.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace. Whitechapel is not just the desertion and despair.
So we've healed a couple of people in this district. That should get it back to being stable at least. Still more to do though.
Oh, Camellia, the silent flower of angel made flesh, I tell you.
Right, so now we need to get away into Darius. No, not at all. So now we need to find a way into Darius Petescu's house. This will be the interesting part. Could nip to the hideout quickly and see if we can make any more medicines. Which way is there? Also could eat some rats. Could eat some blood.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
Doesn't like eating the rats, does he? But
I can't believe I'm doing this.
alright, we can go back in. We've got bits and pieces we've been picking up, so hopefully it's enough to make more fatigue medicine, because I think that's what we now used up. I just like to have them on me just in case. Hopefully, anyway. Then we'll try and get to Dan Petescu's house. Pardon me. Got a decent amount of XP. I didn't see those flashing on there. Get some more money. There's nothing else to pick up here, is there? Up the stairs. Workbench. Perfect. Let's see. So we need to make fatigue medicine. We have enough. Can't treat pneumonia just yet. We do have enough for a second anemia cure. Does seem fatigue was the big one. Should we make another one? Can't do cold. Don't think we've got enough to upgrade anything. No, we need common handle parts for there. Already increased damage. We can't do anything else with that. What can we, is there anything we can get rid of? That will give us opium recycle. That will give us some more bits. They will give us glass vials if we need them. We need codeine to make any more of those. We can make anemia. We'll make another anemia. We've got 4 treatments there. We can't do any more sepsis at this point. We could make ourselves a light blood serum. That'll be a case of just equipping them. We have got enough to upgrade our revolver. It's not brilliant, the revolver, I must admit. and we just need trigger parts to grade it more. We haven't really used it as much as we probably should have done. I like the idea of this, but it's just a two-handed weapon. That's not something we've actually used yet. Okay, so we now need to find a way into Dan Petrescu's house. If we go to, so we can heal ourselves at some point with those. We haven't got an ultimate. We've still got these to do. That's a spring. He's all a local investigator. Cardigan Bates succeeded in his. We still need to heal him. Find someone who can read Braille. Retrieve Barrett Lewis's box at some point. So we've got investigations. We've done the Oswald Thatcher one. We've still got to do hers, which is the wrong target. We've got to bring back the wallet for Milton Hooks. Cool. Okay, so now we need to get down to Jessica's house. I'm not going to. I'll go back to a load screen. We're not going to sleep just yet. I want to try and finish this mission before we sleep. Sleep's also your save point. That's the other thing. And we kind of want to get as much done before asleep as possible. Still considering killing Cardigan Bates, to be honest. Okay. So, this house is just around the corner. We've got to find a way in.
Cordial can be the answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
That's his house there.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
I cannot enter.
Okay.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
He needs mesmerized level 2.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
One thing I need to do is upgrade my mesmerized level by the looks of things.
If you want
Speak
to
him
talk
first.
to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take
I
the
can
stairs.
hear him.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Okay. I know he needs bronchitis treatment.
Do you need some
cure
help,
him.
Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Alright.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Okay, so that's that one done, it's that one.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius.
Well, not
Tell
quite
me
a few
more
clues
about
help
it.
to make us
I know
talking
my
to them.
days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
There's something we can ask him. He's recovering. We don't need to. So we've done everything with him. He's recovering now as well. Social circle. Never caught. He's recovering. Perfect. We've healed quite a few people in this area today.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Nothing to pick up. There it is here.
It's locked, all right.
New collectible. Right, now we need to go and find her, don't we? Find Dorothy in the dispensary. Pick up everything as we go. That's Nurse Crane. Gives us a hint when we talk to her. He needs help.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor.
We kind of noted her issue, but there was nothing we could have done. And he's doing now, and he's doing now.
He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
He died.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Sounds like cardiac massage was the wrong answer.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
We can charm, we can spare, or we can embrace.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Aye. The district will suffer the consequences of our actions. I'm not 100% sure what our actions are.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
So, I'm not 100% sure what we just did. Whether that was the right thing to do or not, I don't know. Oh, custom master there. So, details. Help Dorothy Crane. We didn't help her. Because that person died. So, something has just happened. And I'm not 100%. Oh, so we've done something to this because we lost the hint. And we've now got rid of the pillar. So, although we've healed people, I think we've affected things as well. Okay. Something's happening downstairs.
This one stinks already. Watch out! That's gotta hurt. It's one of them. Watch it! It's a killer!
So it looks like they just kill people as they come in. So I've messed up this district by the looks of it a little bit.
Sir, step away! He's mine!
Oh, he stabbed me. One's down. That one's down.
I'll put an end to you!
Cool, we got him in the end. So there's a lot more enemies around now because of what we just did.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your
Isn't brilliant.
as long as you have the money.
have this thirst for blood. It's locked.
Alright, where we got to head? Back to it's back to Whitechapel. So actually, we want to be heading.
The Swanborough Court can be the answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
We don't know this person. Don't speak to this person.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
He's got a migraine. Okay.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really.
Don't know if we can
This
hear
is
the
where
migraine,
I
to be
used
fair.
to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert Smuller. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Okay. We haven't got a treatment for migraines.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
As long as you have the money.
Right.
When science fails you.
Head this way, then left. And then right.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll do it.
And then I'm pretty sure it's straight. Gonna go back to the bridge. If we can go this way. Yeah, no, it's been unlocked.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! Run, police, boys! Die, Vanny!
can't see anything. The whole game seems to have frozen. Annoyingly, the game is frozen on me. I don't know where it's going to start me back from either when I start a game, when I load back in. Let's